Hey guys, hello and welcome back to No Easy Feast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about mac and cheese, which starts, for me at least in my family, with shell pasta. I don't know but we've never really used the elbow, but I like the shells especially because they kind of hold all the sauce in the nooks and crannies. It's going to 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of butter, a cup of mozzarella, and a cup and a half of shredded cheddar. And then 3 cups of whole milk. I like whole milk because I think it makes it a little bit more creamy, but you can really use whatever type of milk you want. Let's get started. First, I'm going to get my pasta started in heavily salted water, and then give it a good stir, because otherwise this pasta, when you immediately put it in, if you just leave it, it'll just turn into a giant brick at the bottom of your pot, and that's not good. And then we're going to get started with making our roux, which is the base for our cheese sauce. And that starts off with completely melting our 3 tablespoons of butter and then adding the 3 tablespoons of flour. And the combination of that fat and the flour, that's what creates what's called a roux, which is a basis for a really creamy sauce and is also a basis for a lot of French cooking. It can be used as just flour can be used in this context as a thickener for a lot of different types of sauces. Today we're going to be using it as the starting point to make a bechamel, which is what happens when we add 3 cups of milk to it. And as you can see, there's little clumps of flour, which even after cooking it for like a minute or 30 seconds to a minute, all that flour, the flour flavor will actually go away, and it just becomes a thickener for the milk, which is a nice creamy and beautiful texture. So as we continue to stir that a little bit more, I'm going to add about 2 pinches of kosher salt. You can add a little bit more or a little bit less based on your personal preference, but 2 pinches I think is a good starting point. And then a hefty amount of freshly ground black pepper. Then I'm going to add the cup and a half of cheddar. And then quickly after that, I'm going to add the cup of mozzarella. I like cheddar and mozzarella combination because the mozzarella really gives that nice cheese like pull. And then the cheddar gives the nice coloring. But you can really add whatever types of cheese you want. Chèvre is also another one of my favorites, but I use that to top this mac and cheese, which we'll get to later. And then at the end of that, it should be nice and creamy and smooth, just like that. I'm just going to combine that with the drained pasta. And then I like to add a little bit of smoked paprika on top. The red color really amplifies the color of the sauce. And just the nice little smoky flavor I think is really nice on top of mac and cheese. Give that a good stir. Make sure to cover your pot as much as possible to make maximum cleaning for yourself. And that's basically all there is to it. Your own homemade mac and cheese from scratch. See you next time.